Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Real. It's Slayer Sunday, where I will be talking about and reviewing all the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order. So unsurprisingly, I'm going to start with Season 1, Episode 1, Welcome to the Hellmouth. We open on a spoopy school and... Shit, that was loud! A couple of teens are breaking in, and hey, it's that guy from CSI New York. I guess he was a petty vandal before he fought crime. Him and his yellow shirt want to make out with this girl, but she's all jumpy. I don't blame her. 11 years later, she's going to be thrown into some saw traps. The girl thinks she hears a noise, so the guy shouts, "Hello!" into the darkness. If this was a horror movie, that would get him killed. Hey, I guess it did get him killed, because this chick's a vampire. Way to subvert our expectations. After some pretty awesome credits, we join Buffy, who is having some blinky, fadey nightmares. She wakes up and... Wait a minute, did she seriously sleep with the blinds open? I get you might not have unpacked curtains yet, but there are 2 windows in this shot and both of them are pouring in sunlight. It's her first day in a new school and she's just thrilled about it. At said new school, there is a doofus on a skateboard who claims he doesn't know how to stop. Dude, I'm pretty sure you just put one of your feet on the floor. He twats himself on the railings and wait, he's totally looking up this girl's skirt. This is Willow and Xander. They're important because they were in the opening credits. We also get introduced to Jessie. Buffy meets Principal Flutie, who rips up her file to give her a fresh start, but hastily sellotapes it back together again when he reads she burned down the gym. She's not very good at covering it up either.
I really did, but you're not seeing the big picture here. I mean, that gym was full of asbestos.
On her way out of the office, Buffy bumps into someone and drops all her shit. Xander swoops in and super awkwardly talks to her while helping her pick up her stuff. Guess who's the mayor of Friendzonia? Buffy rightly books it away from him, but she's left something behind. Hey, why don't we talk about the plague? Won't that be fun? But Cordelia shares her textbook with Buffy, so that's nice. Side note, it always amazes me on TV when the bell rings and everyone just buggers off when the teacher is in mid-sentence. En route to the library to get a shiny textbook of her very own, Cordelia quizzes Buffy on her coolness with questions that immediately date this show. But I don't care because Buffy the Vampire Slayer is the best. Cordelia is a dick to Willow who is just minding her own business and she warns Buffy to know her losers. Buffy isn't cool with that kind of talk, but keeps it to herself for now. With Buffy still rocking the cool points, Cordelia invites her to the Bronze, a local nightclub. Into the library we go, and the music is tense. No wonder, because the librarian sneaks up behind Buffy and grabs her. No, Giles, that's a bad Giles. He's all flustered that Buffy is here and tries to gift her a giant book. Buffy hopes he kept the receipt, and runs off. We now join these 2 Valley girls in the locker room with a joke that breezed by me on previous viewings.
What kind of name is Buffy? Hey, Aphrodisia. Oh, hey!
They're totally having a totally exciting conversation when one of them totally discovers a totally dead guy in her locker. Surprise! Unaware of what's going on, Buffy and Willow have a nice chat, and even though Willow warns her what hanging out with her will do for her reputation, Buffy needs steady help. Xander and Jessie rock up, and aside from babbling incoherently, Xander returns Buffy's steak. Cordelia also turns up and tells Buffy about the dead guy. Buffy is pretty shook and asks lots of nosy questions. Cordelia is both grossed out by them and Jessie's unsuccessful attempts of hitting on her. Buffy's got some sleuthing to do, so she goes to the gym. She uses pull. It's super effective. She is annoyed to find the dead guy is sporting a vampire bite. She bursts into the library and rants at Giles about the whole thing. He reminds her that, like it or not, she is the Slayer, but neither of them bothered to check this big public school library for anyone else before having this loud private conversation. So of course Xander overhears it all. Giles chases Buffy down the corridor and she rolls her eyes at him like, well, like a teenage girl, so yeah, accurate. We take a small detour underground into a nest of vampires and I'm sorry, but should they really have this many open flames around the place when they're very, very allergic to fire? Anyway, Buffy can't decide what to wear that night, and her mum does and says mum stuff. Buffy promises to try to be good before heading on to the Bronze. It's pretty dark, and Buffy is being followed. Well, Cordelia did warn her it was located in the bad part of town. Here comes babyface Boreanaz, and Buffy swings from a metal bar like she's gonna kick a raptor. She knocks him to the ground, and it was inevitable that someone was going to make an "I don't bite" joke at some point. They have a conversation about killing vampires, but I'm just distracted by how big Angel's collar is. He warns her about the harvest and gifts her a cross necklace as he disappears smugly into the night. Bye! Into the Bronze, and this club is bumpin'. It's also the first of many, many live bands to feature on the show. Buffy waves like a dork at someone she doesn't know. Real smooth, Buffster. She runs into Willow, who is sat by herself, and after discovering she doesn't really date boys, Buffy encourages her to seize the moment. Then she spots Giles, who stands out like Mark Blucas in a sea of Seth Greens, and goes to talk to him. Giles lectures her about vampires, and Buffy is like, yeah, I know, blah blah blah, the harvest, blah blah blah, the mouth of hell, your friend told me. Giles is like, girl, what? I don't have any friends. He mentions that at least she's not having nightmares, and Buffy's like, well, shit. Giles gets all philosophical about being able to sense vampires, and Buffy ruins his speech by immediately pointing one out. Unfortunately, Willow is currently seizing the moment with him. Buffy goes after them, sneaking around like a ninja, but oops, she nearly staked Cordelia in the face. That's gonna do wonders for her social standing. Buffy ditches Giles while Jessie chats up a girl called Darla. Oh great, what could possibly go wrong? Another trip underground to the vampire nest, and oh dear god, the lighting difference when the master rises from the blood is hilarious. Seriously, it's so bad. But aw, don't they make a cute couple? Back topside, we discover that Willow is just as bad as Xander when it comes to talking to a member of the opposite sex. And alarm bells would have started ringing for me the second he tried to take me through a graveyard. Stranger danger! Buffy runs into Xander outside the Bronze, and he tells her he knows she's the Slayer. She's not impressed and doesn't have time for his bullshit. Poor Willow is cornered and scared, but look how nice her hair is. It's so long and shiny. Sorry, where was I? Ah yes, Willow tries to run, but Darla stops her. Jessie is right behind her, and he's been bitten. Uh-oh. I love how he's bleeding from his neck, but thinks it's a hickey. Aw, bless him. Darla goes all vampire until Buffy shows up running her mouth, but she's got the skills to back it up, and stakes Willow's date into dust. Buffy suggests to Willow that they all get out of there while she fights with Darla, but her spidey sense must be on the fritz because she's grabbed by Luke. Darla runs off and there are vampires all over the place. Luke and Buffy fight and ooh, Buffy's gonna need a chiropractor after that. Luke gets all up in Buffy's business and then it goes real quiet. But he was just being a jump scare dick. We freeze frame on his teeth and it's to be continued. Okay, so I know season 1 gets a bad rap, but for a first episode it's pretty solid. We get introduced to all the main players, get some backstory on Buffy without it being a big exposition dump, and set up the big bad of the season. Some of the sections are a little long-winded, like Luke spouting off religious vampire nonsense and Giles and Buffy arguing in the library, but you definitely get a good sense of who all the characters are, what the dynamics are like between them, and there's a good dash of humour in there too. It's nice to go back to where it all started and also remember what a smug dick Angel was in his first appearance. I can't wait to continue with this series. We have 2 deaths in this episode. This guy gets killed by Darla, and this vampire called Thomas bites the dust. So there you have it. That was Welcome to the Hellmouth. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or come say hi on Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, share and subscribe. I'll speak to you soon, and thanks for watching.